Hello, welcome to another Drupal tutorial video chat series. This is a short video tutorial on how to use the Google reCAPTCHA version 3. So Google reCAPTCHA version 3 is different from an older module, reCAPTCHA module. So we will be using Google reCAPTCHA version 3. What we want is we have this website and it has a contact form, and what we want is to have a protection coming from Google reCAPTCHA in all of the forms found on the website, particularly in this example from the Contact Us form. So what we want to do is first head over to Google reCAPTCHA version 3. This is different from another module, an earlier version called reCAPTCHA, which is a previous version of Google reCAPTCHA. I think that was for version 2. So what we want, the latest recommendation is Google reCAPTCHA version 3 module. So go to this, search for this, the module, Google reCAPTCHA version 3. And once you have that, double check what version of the module will support your Drupal version. So in our case, we will be using the Drupal. We have a Drupal 10 website, so we will be using this version. So you can easily install this by, if you know how to install modules via Composer, you simply copy this in your SSH and install that. But if you do not have SSH access, or you do not know how to do that via command line, you can easily go to your website and click on extend, where you need to install via UI. And from the module page, so this is the module page, and scroll down, select the correct version that you need, that will work for your Drupal version, and first click here to get inside another page where you can actually see a downloadable link of the module. And for this, you just need to right click, copy the link address, because that will give you the link of where the installer will come from, which is always from the Drupal.org repository of modules or projects. Just copy that. Again, right click, copy link address, and going back to your UI where you can install module, just paste that here. Add from a URL, or probably download the zip file and upload using this feature if you are working offline. And that's it. Continue, and that will now install. But in my case, I have already installed that earlier. So once you have installed that, going to CAPTCHA, you will now see that it's already installed. Just another note, before installing reCAPTCHA 3, it requires another module called CAPTCHA. So if you need to search for that, the same way you need to download that and install and also enable. So this one, the same way you need to check for version, a Drupal version, and install the same way. And once you have installed those two, you can now enable that. Originally it just uploaded it and you need to check if to install or enable. And once this is enabled, just click install button and it will enable that. Once those are already enabled, you can immediately go to Google reCAPTCHA and click on configure. That is also available coming from configuration. I think it's from the config people and CAPTCHA settings. So actually this is part, the reCAPTCHA interface is also seen from the CAPTCHA settings, where you can just click here. So it's also the same link when you click on that CAPTCHA and reCAPTCHA, or coming from the module page. And once you are already in CAPTCHA version 3, this thing, it will ask you for two keys that you need to register from Google reCaptcha. All right. So to easily do that, just just click here, register for reCaptcha. It will now lead you to the reCaptcha Google developer page. Or if you are not logged in yet to your Google account, log into a Google account where you want the reCaptcha to be registered from. And once I'm already logged into my Google account for the Google reCaptcha, just immediately click the add button, create. So we are now creating a reCaptcha account that will work for your Drupal website for version 3. So it's already default at version 3, following from the link here. Okay, version 3, and then probably just put a label what this website is all about or who this website is. And okay, and then it will ask for a domain, this time a domain. So our website domain, just copy exactly uh probably the homepage URL, paste that. There is an example here that says example.com without the HTTPS, without the wah, and without any forward and trailing slash. So probably you just need to follow the exact example provided by Google. So just paste the clean domain, the clean version, the top level domain, meaning uh, without the HTTPS, without the wah, without any trailing slash. And once you have that, probably just copy the same label under the project name. This is just one way of organizing things from your Google Cloud platform, reCaptcha. And okay, and you simply can just click now submit, and it will now create a reCaptcha account. And by this time you just need to copy those provided, and probably I just need to paste that from another screen. Kindly hold. And once you have copied the site keys, paste that, and you just save that. So I'm doing that from another screen. And after that, you now have this already. You have now pasted it from the site key and the secret keys, and save that. And once you have saved that, there is another setting that you need to do. We have saved the site keys in this reCaptcha version 3, but you have to immediately, it will not work yet. Going back to your website, you will not see anything. Nothing has happened yet. To make that work, for the reCaptcha to really work from your website, go to reCaptcha version 3 actions. That's another tab here, tab setting. And you need to manually add. So this is another extra step that you really have to do. Add reCaptcha version 3 action. And once you click that, probably you would say that the reCaptcha will appear in the contact form. Okay. And probably just, in case the reCaptcha for some reason will not work, or it will have problems, the API will experience some problems, you have to determine a fallback CAPTCHA. And since the reCaptcha is just part of the CAPTCHA settings, you can actually set a CAPTCHA fallback here. In my case, let's just do a math, so that from here the default will get it from the CAPTCHA setting. And then just save that. Okay. And once you have saved that, let me just refresh the cache, and let us see if it will now work. So we have to go to our contact form and refresh that. And at this point, I'm not seeing it yet. Let me check if there's anything else that we need to do. Maybe it's just a server cache or something, but that should already work. Let me double check. Let me just double check if I copied pasted the correct keys. Okay, let me flash the cache and server keys, and server cache rather, and some cache setting disable. Clear the cache, save that, and okay, that should be it now. Okay, probably some browser cache. Let me also do that, and now just Control F5 to refresh the page. Oh, maybe it's something being blocked by my browser. But that should work, right? Let me check this is good. At least we have some troubleshooting if you will experience this. Double check if for some reason it's being rendered or not. So probably from the source code, the Control F finds something that has something to do with reCAPTCHA. So it's being blocked. It's not finding anything. Let me double check if this is a browser issue. We'll try to see if this will work on Firefox. It's not also there. Or maybe it's something from the contact form module. Let me see. I have a contact form module here. Let me see if it has anything. Do we have to create a field? Let me check. CAPTCHA reference? No, not there. Let us try to see what the instruction is saying for reCAPTCHA. Kindly hold. It's not here. What does the Drupal CAPTCHA say? create at least one action. Choose a card. Yeah, we already have that. So it's not showing. This could be a bug or something. Yeah, but we did that, right? Let me check. Let me check from another screen. Oh, I think I know what's the problem. After setting the keys, after putting in an action, I think you need to go back to CAPTCHA settings because since CAPTCHA setting, a CAPTCHA is the module being loaded and reCAPTCHA is just included in the CAPTCHA settings. I think you need to set settings here in CAPTCHA settings, like add CAPTCHA challenges on all forms. I think that's it. And of course, you do not need to add CAPTCHA challenges on admin forms unless you do, and add CAPTCHA administration information forms unless you do. And I think that's it. You just need to check that because by default it was not checked. The modules, both CAPTCHA and reCAPTCHA settings were enabled, but I think this is an additional step that you need to do. And just save that. And to double check this, clear the cache and going back using Firefox. I just need to refresh this page again. And there's still, okay. It's already, okay. But the one loading is the math question. Hmm. Let's double check again. Default challenge type. There you go. I'm sorry. Two things you need to do. Once you have done all these two tabs, go back to CAPTCHA settings, select the action now. That's why you need to do an action here so that that can be made available here. And once that's done, and just make sure add CAPTCHA challenges on all forms and save configuration. And now refresh the page and you have it now. Sorry about that. There's a lot of things going on. You just need to make sure, it's there. So if it's not showing yet, I think it's just a hidden badge, but it's there. Just to make sure, probably just inspect your view source code and Control F to find something that has something to do with CAPTCHA. And I think it's already there. Or probably reCAPTCHA, the word reCAPTCHA. And I think it's already there. So there you go. So there's no problem. It's already enabled. So I think it's just a hidden badge. So if you want that badge to be shown, I think you need to go back to the reCAPTCHA or reCAPTCHA action. Let me check from another screen if it's there. And just say you make sure that you do not hide the badge so that it will show. Add CAPTCHA on all forms. Add reCAPTCHA. It's there. Always add a challenge. I'm just double checking things, no? Always add a challenge. Probably I want this. Save that. And from the settings of reCAPTCHA itself, there's a setting that says hide badge. So just make sure you do not hide that. All right. And cache clearing required. Let me double check. Cache clearing required. Flush the cache. Go to configuration also. Performance. Clear also that cache. Oh, I think there's another issue. For performance, if you want CAPTCHA to work, most CAPTCHA methods will disable the caching of page. Check the different combination of how it affects. So just to make sure, probably I just need to disable this first, just to test if that affects it. That's under performance, configuration, development performance here, and save that and then clear the cache again from here. All right. So yeah, additional step to troubleshoot why it's not appearing, why the badge is not appearing. Flash the cache from here, and then also go to development performance. And from development performance, if the caching here is enabled, probably let's test if no caching will fix that. Save configuration and also clear the cache here. All right, so once that's done, let us double check. Would that now appear from our public website and function F5? And that should work, right? Yeah, it's there. All right. Okay, it's there now. So probably you just need to do some CSS things. Like if you want that to always appear on top of all elements. So in my case, the footer bottom is blocking that view. So just do your CSS like the Z index. Make sure that this is always on top. Okay, we could probably do this. Just make sure the CSS for that Z index for this element is always on top. So maybe that's an additional thing that you need to do. If you do not have access to this, probably, or you don't know what to do, probably just reach out to your web developer or web designer and you can do that. Okay, so probably in my case, the C index of the footer should be lower than my CAPTCHA. All right, so that's it. And don't forget to test that. Okay, test with reCAPTCHA enabled for spam protection because the client needs see this. Okay, so that's it. I hope this helps. If you need help or anything else, just send us a message. We'll put a contact information from. We'll also share all the links that has been discussed. Okay, I hope this helps. Bye.